Happy new solar orbit, everyone! And I should say, warning: the following content may contain excessive swearing and severe intergalactic shenanigans. Viewer discretion is advised. But happy new solar orbit! It is now 2021, and that really means jack squat, because just because it changed numbers on the calendar does not mean anything in the world has changed. And sorry about that. But aside from the fact that we're at the same position from the sun as we were a year ago. That's just about it. Ugh. It's gotta be one something here now. So the reason why the reason why I am, oh dear God, 4 hours late to the live stream is because of technical issues. It's taken me. Star Citizen tonight was being extremely uncooperative, and I couldn't get into a server for the last 3 hours. So, yeah. I also watched Wonder Woman with my roommate. That was not fun. It is a horrible movie. I'd much rather have been hanging out with... I did Hangar 3. Shit. I'd much rather have been hanging out with you guys, live streaming, than watching that movie, because holy shit. But I guess at least now I can do a video on it, right? And by the way, I don't mean to be all depressive whenever I say, look, just because 2021 doesn't mean, like, just because the calendar changed doesn't mean that everything else will. I'm just trying to get people to remember, look, the only way things will change is with you. Like, only you can change things. Only you can put out forest fires. No, but, just, you can't just expect things to change just because it's a new year. You still have to do things for yourself. You gotta take action, take responsibility. The effort is still, like, numbers just flipped on a calendar. Nothing else has changed. We are still the people that have to do stuff ourselves. It's not. It's hard to explain or put into words right now when you're exhausted after trying to get into a server for 3 hours and then having to watch a really, really crappy movie in the form of Wonder Woman. Oh my god, that movie. It's been a while since I've seen a movie that's laughably bad. So, that was welcomed, but also my face, it hurts from cringing so hard.
Thank you.
Speaking of solar orbits, I see no... And of course things don't want to work. Or are they working? Okay. Looks like it's working. I don't know why, but for some stupid ass reason, I'm gonna try and get as close to the sun as I possibly can. We'll rely on our instruments and visuals. The rest of the data, I think, will be joining us a bit later, as it is only New Year's for him now, so, because he's an hour behind me. Oh shit, I was so busy sharing the stream that I completely forgot that we should... fuck. Alright. There we go. Oh! Sun is big. And right in front of us. Alright, let's see if we can... Here's the problem. How much fuel are we burning just trying to get to the sun? Which is, I mean... stupid in of itself, but I mean, I never said I was smart here. So. When you have nothing around you except for a star, it really does make you feel lonely out in space. Gotta say, they did that. They made that effect to feel real. I don't know, just leaves me wordless. Lost for words. Nothing else around. We are truly alone. Looks like one of our engines is sparking. Have no idea why. This is a brand new ship. But yeah, it's it's a new year. It's 2021. It's currently, for me at least, it is a 1:35 a.m. on January 1st, 2021. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Just been a very, it's been a very, very long year, and I'm very, very tired. Anyone else feel like 2020 lasted for 3 years? And not in a good way? hell, just the months of September, October, and November felt like a year. It's just very, very long year. And again, I can say I'm glad it's over, but I mean, nothing's changed. It's not really over. I mean, all the things that made it a long year haven't gone away. So, welcome to the depression stream, where I will just complain about what is wrong with everything. And before anyone asks, no, I did not drink tonight. I have just overworked myself and had to sit through Wonder Woman, which is just a draining movie. I have like no energy after that. And it wasn't because, oh, I watched a really good movie, now I'm tired or whatever. No, this was just, holy crap, how can dialogue be so shitty? How can the story be so nonsensical? Why is there so many inconsistencies in the film? That's pretty much my take from the film. It's just the dialogue. Man, whoever wrote that film needs to be fired, rehired, and then fired 2 more times. And the action shots were just odd. And it's not the action, not so much the action itself, it was the camera angles of the action. Because it wasn't like the camera was moving around too much like in a Michael Bay Transformers movie. Or in a Bourne film, which by the way, I get a lot of people like the Bourne films. I like the second and third one. But I hate the action sequences. Like how everything's like the camera's constantly shaking and moving and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. That's horrible. I get, like, yeah, they're trying to be artsy-fartsy and try doing something different, and that's fine. Okay, fine, do it once, didn't work, that's fine. You know what? Who cares? Because you learned a lesson. But when everyone else starts copying it because the film was successful, because it actually had a good story, and we all cared about Jason Bourne, yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, this was not that, is what I'm getting at. It was not a case of shaky action cam. This was a case of extremely odd and just odd camera angles for an action shot. It just felt really weird. How are we doing? Okay. Oh, we're getting closer. Oh, look at that. The sun is so bright and so close up that, so I say so close up. We're pretty close, but we're also still a few 100,000 kilometers away. But it's close enough that we have a lens flare off the white paint in the windows of our ship. See that a bit? Yeah, right there. Put it right there. You can see it. How close are we? Oh, this is gonna. Oh, I thought that was gonna hurt, but it didn't. Okay, we are pretty damn close, actually. Let's see if we can get closer. Why I'm doing this, I have no idea. I just felt, why not? How's that for an answer? There's nothing stopping me. And for anyone curious, it's now 29:51 in Star Citizen. So, because the calendar in Star Citizen moves with the real world calendar. So, because they go by Earth time. It may be humanity may have evolved and expanded into a empire of that's a bunch of different colonized moons and planets and whatnot across various star systems, but we all still follow Earth calendar. Alright. Let's see if we can get closer. Again, I still have no fucking clue as to why I'm doing this, other than why not. Oh, and if we do display info space 3, that is not at all what I meant to do. Well, I guess I know what the last thing I copy and pasted was. Remember, spacebar doesn't work on my keyboard, so I have to find alternate means of spacebar. Send me money. I'm kidding. Not really, but anyway, let's display info space 3, and right there we should have a date. Universe time 2956. Oh, because look how fast the clock is going. They're 10 hours ahead. Well, no, they're 6 days, 10 hours, 20 minutes ahead of, and 5 years of what it should be. And this is all subject to change anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But you can see what frame rate I'm running at. While streaming, that's actually really good. Again, we have nothing around us, but oh, shit. Sorry, probably blinding you all. See, so if anyone didn't believe the improvements of the game, that's, you got a whole thing of improvements right there. That's all the behind the scenes stuff we're showing you how it's improved. Because 2 years ago, getting an average of 50 frames per second while streaming, yeah, pipe dream. Now, look for yourself. So, awesome. Also shows you how many entities are spawned on the server, and it's a whole shitload. Got 29,000 and rising. And now it is gone. Alright, and Jeffrey, hey Jeffrey Turner, Happy New Year, dude. Just got Netflix and I'm waiting for Cobra Kai Season 3 to drop. Awesome. Happy new solar orbit, my friend. You know, it's funny, I haven't used Netflix in a while. Thankfully, I'm piggybacking off someone else's account, so... Still. I should probably use it more so that they don't decide, hey, why don't we get rid of his account and give access to someone else? But it's nice to have friends that have more money than you. I mean, sort of. I really gotta shut up sometimes. What was I gonna do? Oh, yeah. I need to open up the on-screen keyboard here so that I can actually type. And there we go. Happy new solar orbit. And let's see how close we can get to the sun. I honestly don't know when the last time I tried this. But it sure doesn't feel as empty when you're closer to it. I will say that. I mean, it still feels really empty, but when the sun's that big in the window, not that empty. I only got Netflix for $8.99 this month. Once finished with Cobra Kai 3, I'll cancel until next season. Ah, neat. Yeah, I'm not paying for mine because I'm just piggy banking off. Because you know you can make an account on Netflix, so they have, or not an account, a profile. So I just have a profile on someone else's account. I mean, even if I didn't have a profile, honestly, the only thing they'd have to worry about with me is why is there all of a sudden a lot of Star Trek TNG and TOS in my continue watching. That would be their real well, that and Avatar, The Last Airbender would be their only real concern. You know, hey, I didn't remember watching this. Oh, that's that Mando guy that has access to our account. And by the way, when I say I have access to the account and that Mando guy, yeah, it's my. I'm kind of freeloading off my parents' account, so I mean, because I know my sister uses Netflix almost religiously at this point. Amazon. Oh, my parents never watch this anyway, so I don't have to worry. Yeah, Amazon, they don't know I have access to the account. So, don't worry, I don't order anything and I don't rent anything. Except for the one time I rented something, but ever since then I stopped. They don't know that I have access. For a long time, I didn't understand why Avatar fans hated Korra in her series. Now I know. They were trying to make Avatar Katara minus Katara's growth and heart. You know what? I've never watched Legend of Korra. That's not true. I've watched the first, what was it, like 10 episodes or something? With the like bloodbender that was able to take away people's ability to bend the elements, which makes no sense and breaks canon because all bloodbending does, it just allows you to control other beings. Only like bloodbending, I think, like clearly the writers confused bloodbending and energy bending, which is what Aang learned from the lion turtle, which is how he took away Fire Lord Ozai's ability to firebend. Plus, the whole thing of energy bending itself is it's extremely dangerous to everyone involved. if you say, you know how to energy bend, but the guy you're bending doesn't, they could possibly take, you can end up with both your abilities lost. Like, you and the guy you're trying to take their bending away. Like, it doesn't. That's the reason why he only used it in extreme cases, like Fire Lord Ozai, Aang. So, and I've only seen that, and it's like she's able to. And here's another thing: she's a water water bender, right, from the Water Tribe. How does she master fire bending, but air is the one she has trouble with? Tai was known for chi blocking. Bloodbending is only something waterbenders can do, but chi blocking is different. That was just, you're now unable to do anything. Like, she was able to immobilize you, literally. And you need to be able to move in order to bend. So, pardon the expression. But yeah, like, she's able to master fire bending, but she can't master air bending. It should be the other way around. Like, hell, we even had an episode where Katara straight up says, if I were trying to learn, I would never be able to learn firebend, or firebending would be impossible for me because it's my opposite. Versus, whereas Aang was having trouble with earth because that's the opposite of air. I think a lot of, from what I've gathered, the problems a lot of people had was that you're messing with pre-established canon. Like, you're changing. It's not just changing things, but you're like, no, this is how what the rule of the lore. Like, this is how it works, and now you're saying it works differently, or because she's like, again, how do you master firebending? You're a waterbender and you master firebending, but you can't master airbending. Wouldn't airbending be easier than firebending? I mean, Aang, firebending almost came naturally to Aang when he first tried it. To the point where, I mean, it's chaotic to begin with, so it's easy to lose control of it. But I mean, because air and fire are similar, just as I guess air and water are also kind of similar. Like, in terms of from what I can tell of the movements, air shares a lot of similar movements with both of them. It's kind of an in-betweener if you think about it, because if you look at each of the bending element of the four, let's say earth, water, fire, and air, you have each of the movements that you see all the characters do. Earth is very rigid, very blocky, like a rock. Water is very smooth and elegant, like a wave, like a water. Air is kind of all over the place, a bit more erratic, and fire is more disciplined, but also it's disciplined, it's controlled, but it can also be erratic. It's a mix of those forms because the user has to be disciplined, otherwise the fire will consume them. Anyway, I love how we were just talking about Netflix, and all of a sudden I went on a rant about airbending lore. Airbender lore. Alright. Oh, we are close. Wow. I probably just blinded the entire viewership. Let's do that again. Interesting. I wonder just how close to Stanton that we can get. But yeah, I've heard. Honestly, I've yet to really meet someone that's enjoyed Legend of Korra. I also don't know many people that have seen it because, yeah, I mean, a lot of my friends and I never really watched it. It wasn't that we weren't interested. It was just it's one of those things where it's like you have to prioritize your time wisely. Watch this thing or watch this thing you've been already hooked on or whatever it is. You know, play this new game or finish the game that you've been playing for the last 2 years or something like that. You know, that kind of thing. But that Avatar: The Last Airbender, that's a show that I haven't until this past year, until 2020, when it came on to Netflix. I haven't seen the show since it was on the air. Since new episodes were actually coming out. That was the last time I watched any of it. And I remember my brother said, "Hey, let's go rewatch Avatar. You know, it's on Netflix now. Let's go, watch it together." I'm like, "Okay." And I was like super worried. Oh, it's not going to hold up to what it was. Like, I was scared because I didn't want. I had good memories of that show. I didn't want to watch it as an adult and go, "Oh no, this is not. It doesn't hold up as an adult." But it really does. It's brilliant. It's just as good as I remember. It's not better than I remember. It's not worse than I remember. It's just as good, and that is the best. Actually, it was a little better than I remember because obviously there were jokes that I can understand now. But still, it's a great show. Jeffrey Turner says, what disappoints me is that stuff that went unanswered upon Last Airbender's end, like the fate of Zuko's mom, had been answered in a Are you serious? They didn't answer that in the show? Because I know they had like old Zuko appear at one point. They didn't have... Really? Because at the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender, Zuko and Aang were essentially best friends in a similar vein to Roku and Sozin before Sozin kind of went mad and all angry and bloodlusty. Seriously? Because you'd think, like, at least to Zuko, because Zuko knows all about how the avatars work through Aang and through the scrolls that Iroh told him about, that revealed the true history of Sozin and I was about to say Iroh and Avatar Roku. You know, he knows how it works. He knows it's a reading card. Like, his friend is within of Korra, so you'd think like they could have had something interesting there. They could have had like Aang show up or something, like in some kind of spirit world type scene or something, and have him like shoot the shit or something like that. But no, really, it's in a fucking comic. That's the worst. That's the absolute worst. When you have to do something in in an external form, say Halo, right? Just for argument's sake here, an example. Halo 4 Spartan Ops ended on the cliffhanger of the UNSC and Julian Domna's Dama's or whatever his name is, quote unquote covenant, each had a half of the Janus key, which revealed the location, the real time location of all Forerunner installations in the universe, in the galaxy. I mean, not universe, just the galaxy. And you'd think, okay, that would play a part in Halo 5, or maybe they'll do a Spartan Ops 2. No, they did that in the comic, and they did it in a way that it's like you might as well just left it as an open open book, like just a cliffhanger that never got answered because what you did was worse, type of thing. Nope, stuff like Zuko's mom, the forming of Republic City by combining Earthbenders and Firebenders were answered in comics. Really? Even that? Even stuff that was created in the show itself? Really? Like the Korra show, I meant, not the Airbender show. Because to me, they're so different that I consider them two different shows. I mean, they are two different shows, but I mean, it's like versus like they're part of the same universe type thing. Really though? They didn't even answer that? That's wow, that's lazy and horrible writing. I've never seen it, but I can tell because it means they weren't able to do it in the show or in, for the sake of Halo, in the game, that they had to do it in a half-assed way to please the people that were interested. But what about the people that don't read the external media for these things? Like, look, I personally, when it comes to Avatar: The Last Airbender, all I know really is the TV show, the original show. Like Halo, yeah, I read all the books and the comics and all that stuff, but not everyone else does. And this wasn't like a one-liner thing like say in Halo 2 where it's like the fleet that destroyed Reach is 50 times this size, because that was a reference to Halo: The Fall of Reach, which came out before Halo CE. But the point was it's like, oh, you want to find out what happens in Halo Reach? There's a book that came out like 5, 10, whatever year. Halo 2 is 2002. Halo CE. All right, so yeah, 4 years ago. But in other words, you don't need to know what happened in order to know. Holy crap! It took a fleet of 50 times the size that's attacking Earth to destroy a planet, or devastate it at least. Like, the line still hits regardless of whether you know the story of the Fall of Reach or not. It just hits harder if you do know it. It doesn't take anything away if you don't. Whereas now it's like but then when you have something in a game like Spartan Ops from Halo 4, you literally didn't finish the story, and now you're finishing it in a comic book. That's just lazy. Because again, it doesn't cost as much to create a comic book compared to a whole new campaign in a video game with stories and characters and the voice acting and the character models and the cinematic cutscenes and the actual gameplay and the level design and the enemies and the AI and the UI, and you see where I'm going. Mega1 says, and sadly the comics were just to cater to Legend of Korra, upsetting fans. Of course. Let me guess, because she's the bestest ever? I doubt that was even like what they were going for. I'm just asking. Also, let's see how far. Oh. Wow. We are, yeah, we're definitely getting closer. But for anyone who has no idea, the sun in Star Citizen in the game, Stanton is an actual, just a ball of light. There's no actual textures or anything when we go to it. It's just going to be a ball of light. But the point is, it's a physical object that's emitting all the light you see whenever you're in space. Like, the natural light, at least. The light that's hitting the planets and the moons and everything, that's all coming from that one light source that we're heading to right now for no reason other than why the fuck not. New. Yo. What's this? Alert box light? Sorry, I'm messing with stuff in Streamlabs, just seeing what I can mess with. Ah. I gotta say, our ship looks really nice with the new paint job. And I'm not a fan of the new laser designs. They don't look like they pack as much of a punch as the old visuals. But again, I feel like that's temporary. Because the servers right now are at their limits. And I mean at their limits. Like, they can no longer add new content unless they take away some old stuff. And they're probably cutting corners to do that by removing some visual effects, such as particle effects. Because look at that, it looks like just red smoke coming out of the barrel of the laser cannon versus the giant white beam with the red glow that they used to have. I missed that. That was cool. Because it made it feel dangerous and powerful and like you were actually doing something. Gunfire still feels great though. But I doubt there's really much they can take away from this. That's your ballistics. But that's why we need iCache and server meshing, and soon. Although we're not going to get it for another year at least. Which will be annoying, but it'll be well worth the wait. Server mesh, so iCache will make it where they can continue to actually add new content to the game without having to remove old stuff. And it'll also mean that everything, and I mean everything in the game, specifically objects retaining to persistence, like persisting within the universe, like I leave a gun on X location on Y moon, I log out, log in 3 days later, assuming no one was there, right? Like it's this one location, no one's been there since you were last there to put the gun there. You go back there, gun's still there. That's the kind of stuff that iCache is there for. And server meshing will help with that as well, will ease the load on servers, but it will also do is help create a network of servers to run a single instance. Right now, each instance in the game is running on one server. So you can say, "Oh, we're not in the same server, or we're not in the same instance right now," and it means the exact same thing. What server meshing would allow us to do, or will allow CIG to do, pardon me, will allow them to make it where we can have one instance spread across hundreds of servers. So, you know, Jeffrey, you and I can be on different servers, but we're still playing together on the same instance. You know, you can be an Australian server, I can be on a US server, and Cam can be on a European server, and we'd still all be able to play together type of thing. And plus, it means that they can actually have the different locations. Like, this is a theory that they want to at least try. We don't know if this is set in stone yet, but they have to experiment and try. But each celestial body will be on its own server once the server meshing is fully integrated. And I mean fully integrated. So, Hurston will be its own server, while all of its moons will have their own server, and this way it eases the load on the server, it eases the load on the player side, on the client side of things, and it makes the game overall more playable, more stable, and just operate better. Interesting. Only problem is I don't have Steam. You keep saying that, but this isn't on Steam. This isn't on any game platform. You have to get their launcher to do this. Everything's in the description, I think. Let me double check that. Wait. Let me double check that. Yeah, everything's in the description. Under sources. Game packages, roadmap, the link to our Star Citizen org. Everything is there. Oh crap, I should add the download link. Alright, hold on. I mean, the download link doesn't do much if you don't have a package, let alone even an account. But yeah, let me add account creation as well. Roadmap. Alright. Oh, never mind. You can create, if you scroll down further, where it says interested in becoming a Star Citizen, that's where you can create your account and everything. So I just need to find the download link real quick. Because I'm an idiot and I don't remember what the download link is by heart, like I do with everything else on this website. Never mind, I was incorrect. I remember what it is by heart, and I have it now. Did I say I was an idiot yet? Because I am still an idiot. You'll see now. Refresh the page. Now. Refresh the page, and it should show up the updated. It should show the updated description. Well, even so, I don't know how to acquire it, and even if I did, I don't know if it'll work on this laptop. It could run on a laptop, but it depends on what the laptop is, what's it made of, like what's the specs, because this game is super RAM and CPU intensive. Don't be so hard on yourself, but that's my job. If I'm not hard on myself, I don't get anything done. Part of my charm. No, it's not, but that's not the point. I don't think we're gonna get any closer. How close are we already? Oh, we're pretty much, according to the star map. Oops. We are as I thought. We are inside the sun, according to the star map. You can see, that's where we are. We are inside the sun. We are inside Stanton. Fun. Well, everyone get a nice big blinding look at the sun. for we have now made a new orbit around it, at least here on Earth. I have no idea how long years are on Microtech, Hurston, Crusader, or ArcCorp, but it doesn't really matter because they go by Earth time anyways. So, especially since the days on all these planets are pretty fast. Mainly because they're super Earths, but they're smaller than Earth. Because a super Earth doesn't necessarily need to be larger. It's just, I mean, it does, but at the same time, it's complicated. Alright, so how much? Okay, hydrogen fuel is at 99%, excellent, and quantum is at 89%, also excellent. Now the real question is, what the hell do we do? We just flew to the sun for no reason other than we flew to the sun. It's an HP EliteBook Windows 7, recently updated to Windows 10. HP, yeah, good luck. I can actually look up the specs on that EliteBook. Alright. HP EliteBook. I'm guessing they don't sell these anymore because it is not showing up when I go to sites that are, unless I go to Newegg. Let's see. Is it the EliteBook 840G5 or is it some other one? I mean, still, you'd have a hard time running it, but it wouldn't necessarily, melt your computer. I don't think. It's not. They're not giving me the amount of cores that the CPU has, which makes the difference of whether you can run this or not. Because if you have 4 cores, you'll be able to run it. Anything less, and consider your laptop useless to this game. Find out for myself, actually. Number of cores 4. Okay. So it's a quad core. That's excellent. So that should. It won't run it well, but it should theoretically run. Just says EliteBook, and I'd rather not risk it since it's not mine. It's my stepdad's, and if I fry it by accident, I'm dead meat. Hey, well. I mean, it'd be entertaining for. Okay, no, fine. I won't. I won't recommend it. Yeah, it's too many uncertainties. Because I'm not too familiar with the HP EliteBook. Honestly, if you want to play this game, I would. Very funny, yes. I mean, it is, for everyone that's not you. Yeah, you're gonna want to build a computer for this game. I mean, if you're worried about the price of the game, though, I mean, if you want, keep in mind this game is still in an alpha, so it's buggy, it's glitchy. Expect frustrations. But that being said, it's only if you want to essentially support this because this is fully crowdfunded, and if you want to support it, it's only $45. However, I think there's a sale right now, so you can get it for 40. So $5 off. Yay! Oh, that's expensive. Definitely gonna be a while before I get and play it. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, you're gonna spend more money on the computer than you are the game. Guarantee that. And there is a special combo pack that's $65 that gives you both Star Citizen and Squadron 42, which is the story single player campaign with Mark Hamill and Gary Oldman and Mark Strong and Henry Cavill and the whole 9 yards. Right, but I didn't realize that it's already 2:24 in the morning, so I'm going to cut the stream short, unfortunately. Again, sorry I started late, but we were having technical difficulty. Well, I wasn't having technical difficulty. CIG was. Because getting in-game tonight was proving disastrous. And by that I mean I had infinite loading screens. I had it loading into a server only for the loading screen to continue for so long it would just load me back into the main menu. So, and that's probably just because again it's New Year's. It's New Year's. Everyone's playing tonight. So, Fi says too bad. Yeah, sorry. Came right at closing time. Closing time. But yeah, so I'll definitely be live streaming tomorrow. Hopefully. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yes, well today's Friday, but yes, I'll definitely be live streaming Friday. But it won't be at night. It'll be towards the afternoon. So everyone have a great evening or morning or afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Happy new solar orbit. And hopefully 2021 is a better year, but I'm not expecting it to, honestly. And on that note, I'm going to go, and everyone have a, once again, I hope everyone's doing well and had a fun New Year's Eve and New Year's, and until next time, remember to treat others how you want to be treated, and Happy New Year.